Is it recording? Okay. All right, we're doing it here. So we got our project here. So inside of TinkerCAD, classes. So everybody should be set up with their classes. If you needed the code one more time, I'm going to bring it up here. So class link is right here. All right. So and you're going to drop that inside of TinkerCAD using your student email. Select Gmail and it will open up the classroom. So just make sure you're in MVHS, 3D modeling 5th period right here. And then we're going to go to activities right here. We're on the low poly robot. We're going to open that up. All right, and you can select new 3D design, so it'll give you the 3D space. I'm going to start working inside of my 3D robot design here. So, who's already working on the robot? Anybody working on the robot? You already finished it? Already done? Okay, awesome. And what shapes did you use? What shapes did you use for the robot? It's kind of like a beginning shape. What do you think a robot would look like? Right? Could start with a square. All right? So this is a square. Oh, we can work with dimensions, and also, unfortunately, you can't change the settings as far as for moving around and panning. It's a little bit different from Blender, but it kind of gets you used to using a 3D wheel. All right? So I'm going to start with a square. All right? And with this square, you can kind of see it has these corners, and you can grab the corners and manipulate the shape. All right? By grabbing the corners. You can grab the middle of the edges. All right, and you can extrude the surface. All right. So thinking like for the robot, I'm gonna rotate. So I have a rotate button. If I click on my object and if I look around my object, I have these rotation arrows here, and I can actually grab and rotate my object pretty easily. So I'm going to bring the rectangle 90 degrees. All right. Start with. And it's kind of cutting through the plane here. So I'm going to grab the arrow here and I'm going to slide this up. All right. I'm going to bring it up here. Raise it off the platform. All right. Any questions so far? You guys that are inside of TinkerCAD working with the primitive here. So right now I just have a rectangle. If I wanted to change my color, I have different colors that I can select. So my materials, for those that are using Blender, you actually have to like program your materials in and apply those materials or textures. Inside of Blender, you can just select from standard colors, and they have custom colors too that you can apply as well. Okay, so I'm going to make my robot. I'm just going to start with his body and make his body dark gray. Kind of boring. It's okay. So now I have the frame, the body. So think about the human body. So like the torso, right, of the robot. Next, I can go different routes. I can focus on the face. So I want to use this as the body, but I can think of the face. So if I wanted to work on the face of the robot, what's cool about TinkerCAD is that you can see how I can grab this. Just like in Blender, there's the X, Y, and Z coordinates. This one kind of makes it a little more simpler. So you got the front, right, back, top, left, and bottom. So you can just grab this to navigate, or use your right mouse clicker, right mouse button, to rotate around the object. And if you get lost with your object, you're like, what the heck is going on? And you need to fix your viewport, you can click right here fit view selected, and it's going to square up your object, and you can hit home. All right, and home will take you to the home spot. Okay, so I can select my object here, and I want it to be right in front. So I'm going to square it up. So it's going to square up my object right to where I have it, where it's selected. Okay. So I have this one. I want to start on the face, right? So for us as humans, we're very interested in our face, right? And we spend time looking in the mirror, getting makeup on, doing our hair, all this other stuff, right? So for this robot, we're gonna make him have kind of eyes, ears, mouth, nose. All right. So I got to kind of think, do I want to go with a boxy shape or do I want to go with a round shape, right? If it's a round shape, it might be a little more complicated. Inside of TinkerCAD, you don't have the opportunity to sculpt objects. You're kind of set as primitives where you can manipulate and extrude, but you can't sculpt in TinkerCAD, which is okay. That's fine. So, but I will stick with the square, all right? And I will make the head. So again, I'm going to grab the corner, stretch out my shape, my box or cube. All right? And I can make it a little bit thicker. So I'm just going to grab the center here. It's going to grab one of the faces, the top face, and now I can make it thicker like this. All right? And I can adjust it in different ways that make sense here. So here I have my box head for my robot. And eyeballs. Maybe I want him to have eyeballs. All right? So for eyeballs, I may just want to keep it simple. And maybe I could just use this half sphere on the right. Drag the half sphere in here. And if I can set it right on top of my object right here. All right, so that tells me that it is attached to the object. Basically, it's flush to my cube. All right, and I can use this as my eyeball, and I can make my robot have a white eyeball there. And then easily I can press the control button here and press Control C and copy. And then right next to it I have V. I can do Control V and copy my eye. And then I can navigate using my keyboard directional buttons and make my eyeball, make my face look somewhat symmetrical. All right. And next, if I wanted my robot to have like a nose, I can use one of these other shapes. I'm going to stay in the theme of kind of sharp with edges. So I'm going to add a pyramid shape right here. Drag the pyramid right on top. And it kind of looks like a bird now, but that's okay. I can make it, if that's the direction where it wants to go, I can make it more into a bird. I can grab the top of the pyramid and I can stretch that out and kind of make it into a bird shape. Kind of start to turn into a bird. All right. And then I think my eyeballs are a little lonely here. I think they need irises, right? So we got our own human eyeball, right? So we can, as you guys are working on things, you can find references. All right, so good reference is human, right? We can look at images of the human eyeball, right? And use the eyeballs as a reference. All right, so maybe we can keep it simple for the robot. All right, we could keep it simple. So I am going to kind of change this up a little bit. So if I wanted to do the same thing to these objects for the eyeballs, I can select. So I'm going to hold the shift button. I'm going to hold the shift button. So I'm going to select, hold shift, select. Now I have both objects selected, and I can manipulate both objects at the same time. So I'm going to adjust the eyeballs, make the eyeballs bigger. All right. And then maybe I don't like this pyramid nose as much anymore. I can just delete that by just pressing delete. Remove that. All right. And I think I'm going to add this torus as an eyeball. I'm gonna make it flush here because I'm gonna work with this shape. All right. I'm gonna extrude it out so the eye kind of pokes out, kind of like as an eyeball. Not perfect yet. That's okay. And I'm gonna manipulate this thing. I'm gonna stretch it out. All right. And then I'm going to shrink it back down. And if you guys are having issues with trying to adjust what you're working on, you can change the snap grid right here. So this right now it's in inches. I can adjust that down to 1/8 of an inch, or I can turn it off and I can do itty bitty adjustments. So that's what I'm going to do, itty bitty adjustments and get kind of like this eyeball where I want it to go. All right. And I'm going to shrink this down a little bit more. Shrinking it down a little bit more. All right. So now it's starting to kind of look like something, right? So and I need to get my eyeball over to the other side. So again, I'm going to hit Control C. And I'm going to press Control V, and it's going to copy the eyeball. And now I'm just going to, it's going to be slowly moving over there. Instead, I'm just going to switch my snap grid back so it can move a little bit quicker using my directional keys and sliding the eyeball over. So there we go. Here's kind of like the start of my robot here with his eyeballs. I think I want him to have a mouth, and I can actually sketch, I can scribble, I can do some things inside of TinkerCAD, such as scribbling. So I could select a work plane, click on it, and I could actually draw a mouth if I want to. So I'm just going to make them. I got a thing here. I'm gonna give him a little dimple like this, like that. All right. I've drawn my shape. So that tool that I used was Scribble. So Scribble right here to the right. All right. So I use Scribble, and now I have the mouth. It kind of looks ugly. It's kind of big looking. That's okay. All right. I'm gonna squish that down. So I'm gonna extrude and shrink this down. All right. And then I'm gonna bring it over to my robot's head here. So, and it's attached to the ground. So I have to bring it up to the face here. All right. And I'm gonna have to fit it. I'm gonna have to work with it to get it to where I want it to go, which is fine. So there is another function where I could select these objects and straighten them up. You guys good? You guys holding hands there? What's going on? All right, and then I'm going to drag it down here to the robot's face, and then I'm going to change this to, I'm going to change it to black. That's okay? Cool. There's kind of my cartoony looking robot face. Do I need to do more? Maybe. That's a start. So now I've kind of worked on this face. What can I do with it? How am I going to get it to the torso? So I'm going to have to select. So I'm going to use my left mouse button, and I'm going to select this space. And it's actually going to select all the objects that are within that box, right? And then It is possible. It is possible to group these, but you have to pay attention to which one you're going to select, because one is going to transform all the objects that are created into, they're going to now be the same color, and I don't want that to happen. So I don't recall which one it was, so we're going to find out. I'm going to select bundle group here, so Control B. Oh, it bundled the group just fine. Okay, so if I press the other one, so I'm going to select everything again, and if I selected union group, then it would change everything to the same color. So you guys can see now that's not what I wanted. So I'm gonna undo that, so Control Z, and I'm gonna select it once again, and I'm gonna bundle the group, just like this, and now I have my object grouped. Now I'm gonna rotate the head here, slide the head up to match it to the torso, which I can do pretty easily. There's a tool here I can select, so I have my head selected here. I'm going to select both of these. And there is a tool that allows me to align my shapes, just like this. So you're going to have these circles that pop up, and these circles are going to allow you to align your shape, all right, to each other. So if I just press this side, now I'm starting to align my shape together. All right, but I still need to bring it over. I still need to navigate it over to match it up. All right, and now I can slide the head down. This. All right. So there is the start of my robot. So guys, it took about 15 minutes to do that. Takes some time to do the work, but that is fine. Okay? So you guys have the start. I'm going to continue working on this. Is there any questions for TinkerCAD? Kind of explaining and walking through it. And is this a little bit easier to understand now? A little bit easier to work with? What's up?
You did your thing on a different thing. How do you like send it?
I'll create a submission area. Yep, you can actually. This is not connected to Canvas, so you can actually export. So you can export as an OBJ file, and then you can export that, and then you can drop that into Classroom or Canvas.
Using this name,
Yep.
don't cut them the off one.
I can share it with you.
But I can cut them if I want the new from there.
Yeah, you can do that. It's fine.
And what do you do?
This is what I made.
So you can reading it, right? Oh,
I can read it. Yeah.
but I can make the new one better than that.
We gotta do it. Yep.
This is the book time you need.
Yep. You got it. All right. So back to this guy. So now I got to think about how to put the arms together. Arms or legs. Well, I want to get some legs on this guy. So again, sticking with the boxy shapes. Or I can change it up. I can grab a cylinder. That's fine. Let's drag a cylinder over. All right. So I can bring the cylinder and try to line it up with this guy. And remember, I have the align tool. So if I select all the objects here, select everything. Well, I just want to work on the torso. Torso's fine. I can click here and match it up and bring it over. Boop, right here. And we start lining this guy up. All right, so I started to line this guy up. Now I've kind of made my head a little off, but that's okay. I'll get that line back up. All right, and now I need to extrude the surface to match my robot. it's kind of boring. It is a little boring. So I'm going to copy and paste, bring this other leg over, drop that in there. All right. And I want to kind of change it up a little bit. I want to add a sphere, okay? I'm going to add a sphere as a knee joint. And I'm going to drop the sphere right on here, slide it down just a little bit so it matches up, and I'm going to change the color to, we're going to change it to black. All right? So we got the sphere there, kind of like as a knee joint. Got a knee joint here. And then if I can just copy and paste the other knee joint right there. So I kind of have the knee joint set up. And then I can continue with the leg. I'm going to copy and paste that. I'm going to bring that back over. All right, and bring it up. Boop, right here. So now my robot has legs. There we go. It's a start. It's going to take some more work. That's fine. And then I'm going to slide that. And I can set it. If I need to recenter my torso because it came off, I can select the shape again and select here, and it'll realign. And then all I got to do with my legs is just realign it to the body again. All right. And I'm going to slide these over just a little bit so it matches up better. Slide these over. All right. And then I can change the color. Color of this guy. Ooh, I got to break the bundle though. Break the bundle, that's fine. Change the color back up on my robot. And I think I want to not use red. I'll make them blue. I think I want to make them blue now. All right. It's like kind of change up the legs here. I can select the legs here. Change up the colors here and make the legs lighter. So maybe I like him having a lighter face here. All right, so there we go. That's all right so far. All right, now I need to make the arms. I could just copy and paste the legs here, 90 degrees, slide it on over here, bring the arms up. All right, just like that. So keeping it pretty simple. So we got elbow joints. You can make sure that it's matched up, attached to the body. Cool. And then I can just copy and paste that and slide it on over to the other side. Cool. So there's kind of the beginning. And what's cool about TinkerCAD is that they do give you shapes. So you guys can go over to this side here. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, just go over to the finder bar. So right here to the right side, you have search shapes. Click on search shapes. And then you can plug in hands. So you guys don't have to model out the hands completely. What's up? Yes, use the restroom. So you got a couple of different types of like hands and connectors and other stuff. I'm just gonna throw on there. We're gonna give this dude. We'll give him a human hand. That's okay. We'll give him a human hand to work with. All right. So, but we're gonna change it to. We'll change it to a white hand. Okay. So now I got to manipulate this hand to line it up. It's locked. Okay. So I'm going to rotate the hand and then bring it up to match it with the character's arms. So and then I can use the directional keys and bring that up and then slide it over here. So our robot's starting to come together. All right, and I think I want to add a wrist joint, so I can just add this, copy and paste the sphere and bring it over to the wrist joint here. So now I have the wrist joint set up, and then slide the hand out a little bit more right there. All right, so now he has wrist joint, and I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. So I'm gonna select both the sphere and the hand, and I'm gonna do copy paste. And there's one other function that that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use the mirror function, and it's gonna rotate the hand for me. It's gonna mirror the hand for me, so I don't have to worry about doing it. So I just use the arrow key and mirrored it, and now I'm gonna slide it on over here. All right. So I'm kind of missing something on this guy. What am I missing, guys? He's missing something. I need some shoes. I need some feet, right? I don't know if it has feet in here. I'm going to put in foot. Does it have a foot? Do I got to make my own shoes? Oh, I got a sheep's paw. I got a dino foot. I got an animal paw. And I'm just going to change it to shoe and see if it gives me a shoe. Boom! I got my choice between a flip-flop and a shoe. I'm going to grab the sneaker here, drag the sneaker in. Whoa, that is a small sneaker. That is itty-bitty, guys. All right, so stretching out the shoe here. All right, try to line this thing up, make the shoe a little bit taller for our dude here. I don't know. All right, slide it out here, and then we're just gonna try to match it up to the robot. The shoe's a little tall here, so I'm gonna grab the whole shape, or I can just drag it below. That's fine.
How do you paste, like, when you're done with the 1.4 and 1.3? How do you paste the file? I'll show you. I just don't know.
Okay. Are you trying to do a screenshot? Cool. Get off me. So go back to your Oh. There he is. So this is how you take so this is so you start you screw up, you just don't scratch your hand. Yeah. You wanna move it so you have to move You got to swallow because you're so far away from it. Work with it. And then you go to the other. It's like the biggest part. You can't get in the camera working. All right, what's up? Shot. All right. Some of you guys are still working on the robot here. Get to the finish line here. All right. I'm going to drag the shoes down underneath to kind of align it. So I'm just aligning the shoe here. Oh, I think we're at time, guys. Make sure to save your progress. Save your progress. All right. If you guys want to, those that have TinkerCAD, I'm going to post this video so you guys have it inside of Canvas. All right, so you can go back and navigate and work on your robot. I'll finish this up and I'll show you guys Monday what you can do with something that's symmetrical bipedal, okay?